Kodiak, Alaska could be one of the nation's hardest hit cities because of the impacts of the partial government shutdown.
That's because it's a Coast Guard town. Channel 2's Blake Essick went to Kodiak today to find out how people are dealing with the personal financial fallout from the shutdown.
Kodiak is a Coast Guard community. In fact, out of the roughly 6,000 people that live here in the city, nearly 20% are active duty members. But because the Coast Guard is part of the Department of Homeland Security, that means none of its members will be receiving a paycheck today. It's about 8 a.m. on a Friday.
Working up with the half bacon.
And while Kodiak's popular King's Diner is open for business,
I usually have quite a few Coast Guard in by now.
As you can see,
oh, it's nothing like it usually is.
Business is a little slow. And Eleanor King, the owner and operator, says it's been this way for the last couple weeks.
Just from this past week, I can tell you that I've noticed that it's been about roughly $500 a day difference in my income. That's a lot, a lot. That's making it very hard for me to pay my bills.
For now, while there are no Coast Guard members here, the diner isn't completely empty.
The biggest thing about the government shutdown irritates me.
Longtime Kodiak residents Lon White and Hugh Eisner are here, sitting at their usual spot, which they call the truth table.
We have a lot of opinions here.
Sitting on opposite sides of the table, both when it comes to eating breakfast and also when it comes to their opinions regarding the government shutdown.
Something's got to be done. You can look on TV along the border and people rushing across the border. And you wouldn't let strangers come into your house. So why should we let them come into this country?
I don't think there's anybody in the country that doesn't think we need better border security. But anybody that thinks that we need a 2,000-mile long wall across the Mexican border, in my mind, is smoking the stuff that's coming across the border.
While this debate will no doubt continue, Coast Guard families like Amy Williams.
Oh, it's a Coast Guard city. It says so on a sign out in the out downtown.
Missed their first paycheck on Friday. She says her family is going to be okay for now, but knows others are suffering.
We're watching a lot of our family and friends struggle, and it's just not the active duty people, it's all the civilians that are working for the Coast Guard as well, all the contractors that work on the base. And so you can't help but know a lot of people here. It's a small community and we're all friends, and so you watch a whole bunch of people struggle, and that's tough.
But in the face of adversity, with so many struggling,
all these families that are affected, they're our neighbors. They're part of our community, and so we will do whatever we can to help.
Help, which in the case of the Kodiak Baptist Mission, comes in the way of food. While some are willing to loan money, several businesses around town, like King's Diner, are offering discounts to anyone affected.
We got our first military family in.
And that is what Kodiak residents say makes this community so special. People willing to help people.
We need to come together.
No matter which side of the table you're sitting on. I tried to speak with the Coast Guard regarding the shutdown's impact on its active members here in Kodiak. They told me they were instructed by Coast Guard headquarters not to comment on the shutdown. In Kodiak, Blake Essick, Channel 2 News.